All right, you guys. So I wanted to talk about relationships. And it will be a mouthful, you guys, because I'm going to try to sum it up as much as I can in one little segment. I want you all to know that relationships are so powerful, and that sometimes we go through things, even at our jobs or at school or wherever, we come home and we take it out on our spouses or our relationships because we don't know who else to take it out on. That is the person that is primarily with you and around you, and so you feel more comfortable with releasing that hurt and that pain on them. But I am here to tell you that we very well could be adding more scars and more bruises to a person that is supposed to be loving us. And so I just want to shine light on that. If you have a person in your life that loves you, if you have a wife in your life that literally takes and makes sure that you have a dinner on the table, a meal cooked, your children are taken care of and tended to. This woman isn't just neglecting her children because she wants to tend to you. You have a woman that is sitting here and that is massaging your feet and massaging your back and trying to make sure that you have everything that you need and more. When you don't use your check to pay for anything for yourself, they make sure that they go the extra mile and buy something for you. When you don't have it in your banking account and they have it in theirs, they make sure that you have it. This isn't the jealous woman, the woman that is competing with you, the woman that wants to see you struggle or that wants to see you need them. This is the woman that God has created to be your rib. Men, this isn't the woman that is just sent a dime out of a dozen. This is a woman that is sent a dime out of a billion. Women, when you have that man that will make sure that they're tending to work and making sure that they still come home, and if you need help around the house because you've been tending to the kids all day and you just got off of work yourself, and they go into the kitchen, they decide to do the dishes or they decide to get dinner started because you haven't been able to get it started. They're not complaining about not being able to have a meal on the table one day out of a weekend, so they'll be okay with making a sandwich or making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or putting some chips with it for the kids to make sure they eat, or they eat leftovers or whatever it may be, but they become self-sufficient while you are not able to wear your cape. Women, if you have a man that is coming home every single night, and despite your flaws and your differences, and despite the argument that you may have had before he left out yesterday morning, he's still coming home and telling you that he loves you. He's still trying to buy you flowers and still trying to make sure that you have chocolate and still trying to make sure that you go out to eat, or you make it to that concert, or you make it to that comedy show, to make sure that you know that you have time predicated and our time made for you, time made to show you that they love you and that they appreciate you and that they have not forgotten about you. If you have that man that is selfless enough to say that I got paid, babe, but you go ahead and you buy what you and the kids need, make sure the bills are taken care of, and I'll wait. A selfless man that doesn't have to have the new Jordans coming out while the bill is due, but they can deprive themselves to make sure that your home is taken care of. I need you to know that these are women and men that deserve to be taken care of, that deserve to be loved, that doesn't deserve to come home and hear you nagging all day, every day, that doesn't deserve when you have a request, they listen to your request and they make sure that they apply it to their lives so that they can make it easier on you to not have to communicate that, but you can communicate how much you love them instead of how much they're lacking and slacking. We should be grateful for women and men that are in our lives. Sometimes I can be very ungrateful, and sometimes I find myself talking to some of my friends about, my husband's imperfections sometimes. And they're like, girl, you should be blessed because he's not out here in these streets. You should be blessed because they come home every night. I remember one time I was on my bus route. And I remember my monitor, I was telling them how frustrated I was because my husband always, he kind of procrastinates sometimes. And I'm like, AJ, get it done, get it done, get it done. And my bus monitor was realizing my frustration as to how he wasn't tending to the things that I wanted him to. And so she asked me, she said, does he come home every night? And I said, yeah. She was like, does he love you? Like, does he take care of you? Does he show you his love for you? And I was like, Yeah, like it was a no-brainer to me. These questions that she started to ask me was no-brainers. She asked me, is he cheating on me? Or is he faithful? I said, faithful. And she looked at me and she said, well, then you're ungrateful. And it really did change my perspective. It really did help me to see that literally I have a prize. And though he has flaws like I have flaws, I have something that millions and billions of women are praying for. My husband has something that millions and billions of men are praying for and waiting for. So much so that they'll try to stomp on your toes to get to him. So much so that women are trying to get to my husband, knowing that he's my husband, and men are trying to get to his wife, knowing that he's my husband. You have a prize. So next time you love on your prize and you give them a hug and you jump on them and you say, baby, I love you and I'm so grateful to have you in my life, just remember that you are a blessed individual and that everyone doesn't have the luxury of having what you have. So I just wanted to shine light on that, and I just wanted to say that if by chance you do have that spouse or that woman or that man that is in your life, don't make them wait 25 years to get married. If they show themselves strong and able and capable of handling your love and being that rock for you, get it done. Marry them before someone else takes them. Marry them before someone else comes along and sees their worth and decides to value and treasure them. Get them off the market. Because as long as they can check the box on their application that is single, married, widowed, and they can check their single box, then they are not yours until you solidify and consummate that marriage. You guys deserve to be happy. And for those of you that are in a relationship and they're not cheating and they're not out all past hours, they're not taking their check and going to blow it on somebody else, or they're coming home with the money and they're doing what they should be doing, they're paying the bills, they're doing all of that, they're taking care of the kids, they're cooking if they need to. You be grateful. Don't let that man or that woman come home to your insecurities. Oh, are you cheating? Are you this? Are you that? No, let them come home to a lovable wife. Let them come home to an amazing set of children that love them and that respect them and that cherish them and that are ready to nurture them in whatever exhausted state they are in. May God bless you. And to all of my marriages out there that are really trying their best to stay married and beat the statistics and all of the lies spoken against marriages and families, I salute you. God bless.